I thought I'd take a couple minutes since I was doing the painting and show you my, call it do-it-yourself spray booth. Everybody's got a different way that they probably go at it, but I just thought I'd show you what mine looks like. My garage has 2 service doors, that is 2 walk-in doors, not overheads, so I can get a cross flow through real nice. And so I'll show you here. So first of all, this is the inlet side and clean air side, and on the ground you'll see the pump for the Breathcool for my air supplied hood, respirator hood. There's my compressor. It's a 3-horse, what is about 11.5 CFM, 11.5 at 40. This service door I have rigged up. It's now the blue door. That is from a roll of furnace filter, so it keeps the bugs out and most dust. I mean, certainly things will go through that, but it's not too bad. Then I'll come back here to the inside of the blue door, and you'll see down at the bottom there's just enough room for the air hose and the power cord for the compressor and the Breathcool tubing to come inside. And I've got the compressor outside, again, because I'm trying to be sensitive to things that are not explosion proof and potentially a risk when you're in an explosive atmosphere. So I put the compressor outside. That was my plan. You can see the hoses will come in here along the main garage door. There's my water and oil separator and regulator. And down below I mounted my Harbor Freight gun holder. And that worked really well. It just so happens that I have a nice 4x6 or 6x6 wooden post there. Then I have a second stall, and this is a single garage stall. And I put in a tarp that went up, goes from the ceiling to the floor and then across to the opposite side. And you can see that I have everything set up here. If you start painting in your garage, one, you tend to get dirt coming out of the concrete. It's hard to get it really clean. And secondly is your garage floor will look like the color of the car you're trying to paint. And it's very hard to get off. So I figured I'd sacrifice a tarp. I've had this tarp, I mean, it was bought to work on it's a 30 by 20. I bought it for my camper when I was working on the roof and I needed to cover it up from a rainstorm. And it worked really well. I've just got lumber along the floor, and most of the reason the lumber is there is to keep the wall straight and keep it from blowing in with the wind. It worked itself out here. You can see that the tarp's got a little bit of red to it. And then we'll come out here to the back service door. I covered my workbenches over here with the tarp. On this side I figured most of these cans wouldn't matter if they got a little bit of overspray on them. The things that are over here that they get red are disposables. So then here's the back door, and I just took a piece of 1/2-inch foam insulation board and put it up against the door, and there's my explosion proof fan that also has a little bit of red in it, and it is set to pull air out. So air exits here. Air exits this end, comes in. I deliberately left my gap here by the regulator, and there's a little bit at the ceiling. There's a little bit at the ceiling at this point, but for the most part it's closed off, and most of the air then can come in through this area, make a sweep over the parts, head out that door. And then when I painted, I started at this end, did this part first, and then went to the second part, and then went to the third part, so that any overspray that I got as I was painting, you know, through a coating, was all heading that other direction. There we are. Now I'm going to go outside, and we'll go back and turn the fan back on. So then when we get back here to the back door, happens that I have an outlet close by. There's my explosion proof 12, what is it? a 12-inch fan that moves, I forget, about 2700 CFM or so. I just put the inlet up against the foam, and then I taped the foam to the wall, and mostly the weight of the fan holds it together with just a couple of pieces of blue tape here helping it. Seems like it worked pretty well for me, so thought I'd show you.